Hello, and thank you for tuning into this episode of Animals and Ames. My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Animal Control Supervisor here for the Ames Animal Shelter and Animal Control Program. Today you're going to meet 3 of our cats that are available for adoption and 1 dog. The only dog that we have available for adoption. All of our dogs have been adopted recently, so the only one we have left is Colton, so you'll be meeting him at the end of the show. The first kitty here is Hestia. Hestia came into us as a stray. She is a very, very gentle cat. She is all for declaw, so she does not have nails on any of her paws. So for this reason, she absolutely, and we want all of our cats to be indoors, whether they have their claws or not, but Hestia absolutely has to be indoors. She was found as a stray and came to us. She was actually found in someone's basement. And he had no idea where she came from. So, but a very sweet cat. She's having a hard time adjusting to this environment. She's definitely a shy cat. We think that she needs a indoor-only home where it's going to be nice and quiet for her. Very gentle. Again, she's not shown any behavior issues at all. She's just kind of really scared in this environment, so a nice quiet home is going to be really good for her. She'd probably be a really good match for a senior citizen that's looking to have a fur baby in the house. We're estimating she's about 3 years old. At one point she was outside because she does have some frostbite damage here to her ear, and I just can't stress enough how important it is that a cat that doesn't have any claws at all is just not safe outside. She had that damage to the ears, and unfortunately she made it here, so she's safe with us now, and we're looking for Hestia's forever home. So if you're interested in meeting her, she is a long-haired cat, but again, very gentle, loves petting, just falls into your hand there, but very gentle kitty. Long-haired cats need to be brushed often, otherwise they will mat up and their hair pulls tight on them, and that's not a comfortable feeling for them. But she is just, as you can see, if you're sitting here watching TV, watching the next episode of Animals and Ames, she would just sit right there in your lap and spend time with you. So if you're looking for just a very special kitty, I have to say she's probably my favorite kitty right now, and don't tell all the others that. But she is just a very sweet kitty, and I think if you're looking for a cat, you've got to come down and meet Hestia. She's a great one to adopt. And our next guest today with us is Keegan. Keegan is a 5-month-old kitten that has a lot of energy, and I think he wants to eat the microphone here. Lots of energy here. Very different than Hestia. 5 months old, lots of energy, domestic short hair. He is a male. He has not been neutered yet, but he will be before he goes home. Keegan came to us as a stray. No owners came forward for him, and he didn't have any identification, so we couldn't get him back to his people. But he is just, as a lot of kittens are, just a bundle of joy. He's looking at all these toys in the room and trying to think, how can I get over to those? But just a lot of energy. If you're looking for a kitten that's not going to eat the microphone, he would be a really good option for you. Again, 5 months old, still needs to be neutered, but Keegan is going to be available here for adoption at the Ames Animal Shelter. And of course, he has all of his claws, and we want to make sure that he stays that way. So we're looking for an indoor home for Keegan where he can run and play and run up and down the house and have a good old time. Be a really good cat for a family with kids that are gentle and kind to Keegan here. So if you're interested in meeting Keegan and playing with him, come on down to the shelter. We'd be happy to introduce you to him. And our next guest today is Giovanni. Giovanni was surrendered to us by his owner. If you'll notice here, he does have a deformity. It's a birth defect on his right paw here in the front. It does not cause him any problems. We had him examined by our partners at Somerset Vet Hospital, and it doesn't cause him any problems, but what he tends to do is to lift it up. If he needs to move fast and run, he'll lift it up because it actually slows him down by using it. But it doesn't cause him any problem, doesn't cause him any pain, but it is kind of a special condition that adopters need to be aware of. He is probably going to be best in an indoor only home that is the only cat. Because of his deformity here, we want to make sure that he's not going to be out where something could possibly get a hold of him, because he probably can't get away as fast as most cats can because of his leg there. But a very sweet cat. We think that he is about 1 year old. Again, he was surrendered by his owner. Unfortunately, the owner was not allowed to have cats where he lived, and didn't check with his landlord before he got Giovanni. So he had to surrender him here to us so we could find him a forever home. But nice cat. We haven't seen any behavior issues with him, and again, we had that leg examined to make sure that everything was going to be okay with him. But seems to be a very gentle cat. Just a little bit nervous here in this room with the cameras and the lights and everything, but Giovanni is a beautiful cat, short hair. He has not been neutered yet, but he will be neutered before he gets adopted. So if you're interested in meeting Giovanni and giving a special needs cat a home, a forever home, come on down to the Ames shelter. We would love to introduce you to Giovanni. And our final guest today is Colton. Colton is a lab mix. We think there might be some pointer in there. He came into us as a stray. It's interesting, he's so nice and calm right now because you should have seen just before we started taping. Now that he's worn me out. He has a lot of energy and needs a lot of training, although he's sitting really nice for us now. We do believe that he is house trained. Once he goes out of his kennel, we take him into the play yard and he almost goes immediately. But he needs a lot of training. He needs to know that that's not inappropriate. But he's good on some of the commands. He's good at sitting. But again, he's in the cat room, so there's lots of smells here. There's toys all over, the lights, the cameras, everything going on. So Colton's a little excited right now. Yeah, tell him. He came into us as a stray. He was not neutered, but we had him neutered, and he is now looking for his forever home. Again, we're looking for a home with Colton that has experience in training dogs, someone that's going to spend the time and give him all the training that he needs to make him a good member of the family. A sweet dog. We don't know anything about him. He didn't have any identification on him. Unfortunately, didn't have a microchip. But he is definitely going to be a great family dog once he gets that good training. And, that can be a family event with all the family members taking part in the training. Because training dogs often is actually training the people, not necessarily the dogs. But I'll tell you, Colton needs a lot of training himself. So if you're interested in meeting Colton, we'd be happy to take him out of his kennel and put him in the play yard and let you spend some time with him and get to know him better. He is a very loving dog. He just needs the right home that's going to spend time with him, give him a lot of opportunity to run and play, and just be a young dog that he is. We're estimating he's about a year old. And again, he was just neutered, but he is available for adoption now at the Ames Animal Shelter. So come on down and meet him. We'd love to introduce Colton to you. Thank you for tuning in and watching this show. In closing here, I want to share with our viewers the extreme importance of notifying the Animal Control Department or the Police Department after hours if you see animals locked in vehicles. As we get to the warmer months now, we're going to start getting more and more calls. We've already received quite a few, and the weather has just barely started to get warm. It's always best, if the weather is going to be 70 or above, it's always best to leave your pets at home. Don't take them in your cars. In a future segment, we're going to be doing a taping talking about that specifically. But we also have a chart that I'll hopefully be able to show with this episode. Anything over 70 degrees, the temperature inside a vehicle, even with the windows cracked, really rises, and you can tell when you sit inside your car how warm it is in there. So we're going to talk a lot about how that is so harmful to pets. Like I said, we've already received quite a few calls this year. So we're really not looking forward to summer this year and hoping that more people are going to be wise and keep your pets at home. We're going to talk about a lot of the myths, and one of the things that we hear all the time is that we were only going to be there for 5 minutes, or we were only in the store for 5 minutes, and we just know that's not true. You go in to look for something and you end up looking for other things and spending time, and it's never just 5 minutes. So we hear that often when we talk to pet owners who made the mistake and left their pets in the cars. So we're going to talk about a lot about the myths and things that go on with leaving pets in cars and actually how dangerous it really is. So if you see an animal locked in a vehicle, any temperature over 70 degrees, you need to call that into animal control or to the Ames Police Department. We will respond and we will talk with the owners. There are penalties for that. There is a municipal code for leaving pets in cars where it can endanger their health. And it's quite a stiff penalty for that. So just keep your eyes open, tell your friends, tell your family members, do not take your pets for a drive. If you want to take them for a drive, go for that purpose only, where you're taking them in the car, you're driving around the block, and you're taking them back home where they're safe. We think about people that have accidents in their cars. No one plans to have an accident, but things do happen, and it's always safer if the pets are at home and are safe in the home environment. We want to recommend everybody keep an eye on our Facebook page. We've got a lot of things happening right now. As I mentioned in a previous show, our statistics are now on our website, which is amesanimalshelter.org. You can see animal shelter stats. Click on that. There's a lot of different pages with all of our stats. If there's any questions, please contact the shelter. We're happy to address those. We absolutely believe that transparency is a must, and we want to know, and we want you to know, every animal that comes in here, what happens to them. We're very proud of the success that we have. So check out our Facebook page and our website. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call the shelter. Thank you for watching.